This is Daniel from Divine Orbit, and this is your 5-minute astrology for the week of December 31st, 2018 into the first week of 2019. In this video, I'll show you how to practice astrological thinking. This involves applying ancient wisdom to set intentions around natural cycles of the planets. I'll explain what's happening in the skies and how the ancients would have interpreted that. As you might notice if you've watched some of my videos, I like to change up the format a little bit. I'm still experimenting and testing what format I really want to present the astrology knowledge that I have for you. And so this week I'm testing out a kind of a new format. It's going to be more based on, so what can we do with the astrology information that we have. So let's try it together. So the first exciting thing that happens this week astrologically, Monday night we get Mars moving into Aries from Pisces. It's been in Pisces for the last 6 weeks, and it's going to be in Aries for the next 6 weeks. And so we see a lot going on. I'm actually going to make a whole video just about this. Long story short, what you can do with this cycle is really start to think about how you express yourself and how you can express your personal power over the next 6 weeks. Use your voice to make a stand. Use your art to express something that you believe to be firmly true. Overnight on Tuesday then, we see the Sun conjoin Saturn. We're not exactly going to be able to see the Sun and Saturn align in the sign of Capricorn because the Sun is so bright and we see it during the day. Saturn is invisible. But the ancients thought that this was a very important time when the Sun makes an exact alignment with a planet. Saturn being in Capricorn is a cycle that's related to repairing systems that are broken. And when we throw the Sun into the mix, this can be a really good time for you to take what you are and represent yourself authentically the way that you want to in that process of repairing those systems. Next thing we get is a trine aspect on Thursday between Mercury and Uranus. Uranus has been in Aries for the past 8 years, and this cycle corresponds with intentional revolution. What are the ways in which you are changing the world around you for the better? Mercury is 120 degrees away from Uranus in the sky, so they are in the sky for part of the time together, but otherwise they are pretty independent. So this was said to be a supportive time between the two planets. And in the cycle of disruption and radical change that Uranus is making, Mercury provides at this moment a great opportunity to apply a new perspective or a new strategy in that. Friday afternoon then we have another supportive aspect. This sextile aspect means that these planets are 60 degrees apart, and what we see is we see Neptune in Pisces, and this planet is really involved in helping us envision the future, helping us dream about the future. And when the Sun makes this supportive aspect, it's about clarifying that vision. Also on Friday night, we see Mercury move into Capricorn. The ancients would have said this is a very positive change because Mercury doesn't function very well in the sign of Sagittarius, where it's been, and it functions much better in Capricorn. The things that it will be helpful in Capricorn are observing structures, patterns, analysis. There's a lot going on right now in Capricorn already. There's a lot of other planets. So Mercury really adds some new insight or perspective that maybe you hadn't thought of before to help progress your goals in this area. So this will be for the next 3 weeks that Mercury is in Capricorn. So during this time, take advantage of your ability to observe and really process that information that you are receiving. And on Saturday night, we actually see the solar eclipse in Capricorn. So we won't get to see it, unfortunately, in the United States, especially because it's at nighttime. But somewhere in the globe, there is going to be a visible eclipse. But even if it's not visible, if it is somewhere in your chart, the ancients would have said that that would have been important for you personally. So the new moon in Capricorn is usually about rebuilding things, experiencing delays, really feeling that feeling of things being really slow. And so when we think about that being super boosted, we're really rebuilding bigger things. We're really experiencing delays that are more important. And so that's really the power behind this eclipse, is not to say there's going to be a mysterious delay in your activities. It's to say, how will you respond to that? How are you going to put systems and structures into place around any barriers that you are finding so that you don't need to dwell in a certain spot. Last thing I want to talk about is Uranus on Sunday stations direct, which means that it looked like it was moving backwards in the sky against the motion that it normally moves, but today on Sunday it is going to be stationing direct and kind of reversing motion. So this would be a good time to really take advantage of forward momentum, especially in that area of radical intentional adaptation and change. So I'm going to make a video all about that as well, because that's a pretty big cycle that we can use to take advantage of. So looking at the week at a glance, my theme for this week is Resolute. And you really see this in a lot of different ways. So for Mercury and Mars that are moving into new signs this week, we're thinking for the next 3 weeks that we are observing patterns, we're observing information, and then we're also proclaiming information with Mars on that larger 6-week cycle. We are staking our ground, we're standing up for the things that we believe in and the things that we have a right to. We are resolute on Tuesday and Thursday from the aspects the sun is making to help envision future possibilities, but also to bring our authentic selves to things, to show up in the ways that you need to. And even though we have some cycles related to delays with the Capricorn eclipse, we do see Uranus stationing direct, which can be a symbol for that forward momentum as well. So all in all, if you're using astrological thinking this week, you should be able to take advantage of a lot of forward positive movement, and with that solid foundation of who you are and what you are aiming for. Hope you enjoyed this 5-minute astrology video. If you'd like to learn more about astrological thinking, we can do a one-on-one consultation. I've got some other videos, or you can join my mailing list, in which I will give you astrological thinking tips every single week. Follow me for daily horoscopes on Facebook and Instagram. I'm also going to be adding a Twitter account, and check out more information on divine-orbit.com. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next cycle.